Well, hello everyone. Leo here. Once again, I find myself standing on a desolate stretch of highway. Came out here to tell you guys a story today. It's kind of funny sometimes how some of these places will overlap. And I chose this spot, that exact spot, for a particular reason. I'm here to tell you guys a story about something that happened here once, long time ago. You see, this is the Grapevine South surface mine ambulance entrance, right? See the signs? That's the entrance right there. But right over here, a couple other things I want to show you real fast before we get into our story. And right here, it's gone now. Someone stole it, apparently. But I've seen it before when it was here. There was a historical marker right here on this little pedestal that discussed the Hatfield-McCoy feud and one of the skirmishes that happened right here. And I wanted to walk right here, just to the other side of this bridge, to show you something there real fast. Won't take but just a second. Hey, a car. Two, oh my God, I'm not that alone, am I? Two cars today. Heavy traffic out here, y'all. This right here, as you can see by the sign, this is called Devil Anse Drive, as in Devil Anse Hatfield. Now, a lot of people don't even know that this was even here, but it is. Devil Anse Drive. Now, I need to show you one more thing right over here. See this little trestle? This is why we're here. This and that entrance to that mine right over there. That is why we are here. Not the historical marker, and not the Devil Anse Drive. We're not here for either of those. We're here for that and that. Get past all this heavy traffic here and get back across the road to my vehicle, and I will tell you this story. Oop, was that a car? No. Okay, we're good. Oop, was that one? Okay, we're good. All right, be right back. Okay, that's better. Got me a comfy seat on this big old rock here. We are here today for a man named Harrison Hackney. Now, Harrison Hackney was born on March 17th in 1890, and by the late 1910s was living along Blackberry Creek in Pike County, Kentucky. Records from the period describe him as medium build and medium height, with black hair and dark brown eyes, raising a family in a little coal country hollow where survival depended on steady work and close kin nearby. In December of 1930, Harrison Hackney's life ended suddenly on a Monday night around 7:30 p.m. He was riding as a passenger in a car here driven by Tolbert Smith, who was also from Blackberry Creek. Near Delorme, West Virginia, right up the road there, close to the Grapevine coal tipple, Tolbert went to turn the car around, and when he did, the vehicle plunged roughly 40 feet over an embankment here. Tolbert Smith escaped without injury, but Harrison Hackney did not. He suffered a crushed chest and a broken leg, and was hauled away to Freeburn, Kentucky, to someone's house where treatment was attempted. Now, we let the coal truck go by. He's turning in there to go get another load. I see most people would probably pause the video, but this is West Virginia. It's a hillbilly channel. Coal trucks, you know. Anyway, he suffered a crushed chest and a broken leg and was moved to Freeburn, Kentucky, like I said, where treatment was attempted. Before arrangements could be made to transport him to a hospital, Harrison Hackney died from his injuries. He was only 40 years old. Now, state police investigated the crash and placed Tolbert Smith under arrest. Newspapers reported that Tolbert Smith was charged with driving while intoxicated and later sentenced to jail time. Harrison Hackney's funeral services were held at his home near Ransom, Kentucky. He left behind several children and a family already under heavy strain. His wife, Mary Hackney, was a patient at Eastern State Hospital in Lexington, Kentucky. Now, for those of you who don't know, Eastern State Hospital was Kentucky's primary psychiatric institution at the time. Patients were often committed for long periods, separated from their families with little chance of ever returning home. Mary Hackney didn't recover or return to her children. She died there not long after Harrison Hackney's death. With Harrison Hackney dead and Mary Hackney institutionalized, the Hackney children were left all alone in the world. Now, I'm going to pause right there for just a second, and I got a train coming by. So we'll let the train go by, and then we'll finish our story. Okay, turned out to be two trains. One went that way and then another one went that way. Oh, that's all right. I just went and got my coffee out and took me a little coffee break while I'm sitting here waiting for the trains to pass. Kind of noisy trying to talk over a train. But anyway, as I was saying, with Harrison Hackney dead and Mary Hackney institutionalized, the Hackney children were left all alone in the world. Now, in the months that followed, newspapers reported that someone broke a lock on a door to a room in the Hackney barn and stole 15 bushels of potatoes that belonged to the 7 orphaned children. A trail of potatoes dropped through a hole in one of the bags and was said to have led away from the barn and up the creek. Now, no arrests were ever made, and the same reports noted that other food thefts in the area, but the loss to the Hackney children stood out in particular. Now, in the middle of winter, during the Depression, even what little food had been left for them was taken. More losses followed the family quickly after that. Harrison Hackney and Mary Hackney's daughter, Tilda J. Hackney, was born on November 23rd in 1915 in Pike County, Kentucky. Now, Tilda only lived 16 years. On November 6, 1931, less than a year after her father was killed, Tilda died in Pike County, Kentucky. Her death certificate states that her neck was broken in a car wreck on State Route 52. Another child of Harrison Hackney and Mary Hackney was their son, John Hackney. John Hackney was born in 1921 in Ransom, Kentucky. And like many men from the Blackberry Creek area, John Hackney went into the coal industry as a coal miner. John, he married, but his life didn't stretch far beyond his father's. On June 12th in 1951, John Hackney died at Williamson Memorial Hospital in Williamson, West Virginia. John was only 30 years old. John Hackney's death certificate lists the cause of death as traumatic injuries, along with internal hemorrhage and a fractured upper chest bone. The injuries had occurred approximately 7 days before John Hackney's death and were not related to John's work in the mines. The place of injury was recorded as Pike County, Kentucky. The manner of John Hackney's death was simply listed as accidental or suicidal. No autopsy was performed and no formal inquest was ever held. With no formal investigation documented, the circumstances surrounding how the injuries occurred were left unresolved. John Hackney was buried 2 days later on June 14, 1951. At the time Harrison Hackney was killed, the household he left behind was a full one. Census records showed Harrison Hackney as the head of the home, with Mary Hackney beside him and their children, ages 4 years old to 16 years old. But within a very short period of time, the entire household had collapsed because of one car accident that changed everything. It's believed that Harrison Hackney may be buried with his parents and later with his daughter at the Clarence Smith Cemetery in Phelps, Kentucky. The graves of Harrison Hackney's parents have been photographed by others and posted, yet no headstone bearing Harrison Hackney's name has ever been found, remembered only through scattered records and the story that he left behind. But now that we've came out here and brought you guys out here and showed you the place and told you the story of the Hackney family and what happened, the tragic incident that happened right across the road here that destroyed an entire family. It's a tragic tale, isn't it? You know, it's like I said, it's one of those little spots where you would literally drive by at a pretty high rate of speed and wouldn't even look twice or think twice about this little stretch of road. But like I've shown you, there's multiple layers of history right here, from the Hatfield McCoys to a family being destroyed right across the road. Speaking of vehicles that drive by and don't even know that the spot that they're passing has real historical significance in more than one way. It's strange when you come out to do these stories how they'll intertwine sometimes stories that have no relation other than a geographical little bitty spot like this one. Anyway, guys, as I was saying, thank you all for coming along with me today, coming all the way out here to tell you guys a little story, an amazing story, and an amazing place. Thank you all for coming. You all have a real good day, and we will see you next time on the next adventure, on the next episode. This is Leo with the Hillbilly Files. Leo out.